Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I'll be talking a little bit about my fountain pen, the Pilot Custom 823. This is in a fine nib, and today I'm going to share what I don't like about it. So this pen is very well known amongst fountain pen enthusiasts. It's often referred to as a grail pen for many. It's one of Pilot's best pens in the mid-tier budget range, as well as some people call it a one pen collection because it just ticks so many of the boxes that fountain pen enthusiasts seek. So today I thought I would do something a little different because while you may know I already love this pen, it was highly recommended to me by one of my good friends, Nadia, who's a writer, journaler, planner, so I know she knows like the writing tools really well and what makes a good pen versus, just a mediocre pen. But I do want to share what I don't like about this pen. So this pen is, first, let me just say, this looks like a standard business pen, okay? I don't think it looks anything super special. It's kind of like a cigar shape. It's nothing, that's like fancy looking colors or those colorways that Sailor is known for. It just looks like a pen. Now that that's out of the way, I thought I would share some things I don't like about it. The resin that is used on this pen easily captures dust. I don't know what kind of material it is, but dust gets on it so easily, so I'm constantly wiping it, which, I never thought, pens needed before fountain pens, but the resin that's used for it, I just feel like it captures dust. Not that that's a big deal, but, it's just something to think about. So it's the dust on resin. It just surprised me the amount of dust that's on it. And as you can tell, when I twisted and untwisted it, it is 1 3/4 turn. So 1 3/4 to take the cap off. And ideally, I think I would prefer just like a 1 twist for the cap, because I always thought like, oh, twist and it's off, but it's actually like you're still twisting the extra 3/4. So that's something I never really thought would bother me, and it still doesn't really bother me, of course. If you're using fountain pens, you're probably more into the mindfulness of it, the slowness, right? If you wanted something quick and easy, then you wouldn't be using fountain pens in general, right? So not that that's a big pet peeve, but it's just something that caught me by surprise. So okay, another thing that I don't quite like about is, let's say you're like really in the zone, you're writing away, you're having a great time writing, and suddenly the pen starts skipping and you're wondering like, oh my goodness, this pen costs so much. Why is it skipping? A gel pen doesn't even skip. What's happening? And then you realize you have to untwist this a bit, the top part, to let the ink go down further because it has a vacuum seal. So it seals it, and that's part of the mechanism. But sometimes you forget when you're in the zone, you're writing, having a great time, and you're like, you just get to that point. Of course, you could just do that in the beginning and then you won't run into that issue, but oftentimes I usually keep it sealed. So it's that extra seal when you're writing quite a bit that it uses up the ink here and what's left. So okay. Overall, I feel like this pen is really well balanced. I have, I think, smaller than average hands, and it still feels fantastic. People love the balance of this pen. It just feels comfortable. It feels like you can write with this for a long time and your hand won't hurt at all. It lays down the ink really well. But, when it's posted, I personally don't like how it feels in my hand. but I feel like if my hand was larger and it went up to like here, I think it would feel really nice. But for me right now, it is a little back heavy. So that's just something to keep in mind for people with smaller hands. Posting it does not feel that great. And if you don't post it, you got to put the cap somewhere. So I would say it doesn't feel that comfortable posted for me. And before I discovered fountain pens, I had no idea what posting and unposting was. So posting is basically you put the cap on the back. Of course, this is subjective. And perhaps the biggest pet peeve is that this pen is very hard to clean. You basically have to pull this up and plunge it down like 30 times to get all the ink out into water. They don't recommend taking apart the pen. You will see videos on YouTube where they completely take apart the pen and put it back together. But if you do that, you risk voiding the warranty from Pilot on it because the pieces are friction fit and, you know, it may crack. So you have to be careful if you are taking it apart to clean it. But if you don't take it apart to clean, it's basically impossible to get every single drop of ink out of there because you are kind of just plunging it in and out of water repeatedly. And I think Pilot probably should have thought of something a little bit more easy to clean for one of their flagship pens. So the problem with that is like once you ink it with a dark color, currently I have this ink in it, which is the Iroshizuku Takesume ink, and obviously you can tell it's a really, really dark charcoal black. It's, you know, switching from this to like a bright color, like, you know, like a bright orange, a bright pale blue, pink. It will be quite difficult because you would have to really try to wash that out many, many times. So those are some things why, you know, I might not love about the Pilot Custom 823. This is in fine nib. Takesume ink. So other than that, this is a fantastic pen. The feed, the nib, I mean, this nib is so satisfying. This is a number 15 nib. It's 14 karat gold plated, which is such a perfect blend of just bouncy enough, but also has consistent lines because 14 karat is a little more solid than the 21 karat, which is too soft and sometimes you can get some flex from it. This is perfect for long journaling, planning, and it doesn't actually dry out that often, especially if you use like a really lubricated ink such as this one. Previously, I had used the Sailor Shikiori ink in it, and this is much drier than the Takesume. So, you know, depending on the ink, you know, right now it's doing really well with the Pilot ink. So I feel like Pilot inks in a Pilot pen, it's like dream combo, makes sense. So that's something, you know, that's just been fantastic. It doesn't really dry out that often. Something else I wish this pen had was it came with a blue Pilot Basic Blue, also known as Namiki Blue ink in the gift box. So it comes with it. You can see how to load it in. But I do wish like the ink that they gave was a blue black or even a black, because this blue is actually really, really bright. And I wish it just came with something that's a little more standard, like a blue black ink. So those are just some things, little quirks about the Pilot Custom 823. When I was looking into this pen, basically everyone sang its praises. It's like the best Pilot pen for the price. And you know what? It is. But these are a couple things that very minor, of course. None of them are deal breakers. Obviously, this is one of my favorite pens, if not the favorite. So just wanted to share some of my thoughts on it. You know, Pilot, if you're listening, thank you for making amazing pens. Maybe consider some different colors, like Sailor. I think that would be cool. But you know, the mechanism, the engineering, the nib, I mean, this is all you can really ask for. So if you are a writer's writer, you are journaling, you write for a long time, this is the pen to get, even despite these things. And I am a fountain pen noob, so I'm still learning about fountain pens. I have a lot to learn, and I just want to, you know, be open to all the things that these pens have to offer. So thanks again for joining me today. I really appreciate everyone's comments. So let me know what you think about the Pilot Custom 823, what you like about it, what you don't like about it, and what you want to see more of. I would love to see more colorways. I would love to see this in an extra fine. I prefer extra fine nibs, so I would love to see this in an extra fine. It only comes in fine, at least in the US. Not sure if it comes in extra fine in Japan, but that's something to keep in mind. Currently, it only comes in amber and smoke gray or smoke black. So it would be nice if it comes in more colors. So thanks again for watching. I'll see y'all next time. Oh, and I'll say more colorways. Okay, so as you can tell, I can go on and on about this pen, but I will see y'all next time.